Welcome back to the channel. My name is Colin Setterfield, and today I'll talk on the subject of oneness, or the law of one, as it is more widely known. By using this caption, I'm not particularly referring to the channeled material, the raw material, that was channeled by LL Research from 1981 to 1984 CE. I'm referring to the concept of there being only one mind in the entire universe. And that appears to be a contradiction in terms of our experience as separate beings who exist on Earth, plus all the other billions of beings who exist on other worlds, in other dimensions and other densities. All those individual entities who could, no doubt, if we were able to speak with them, confirm their existence somewhere within this vast labyrinth of densities and dimensions we call the universe. Okay, let me unravel that a bit in the hope that I can continue to garner your attention. This is a difficult concept to wrap the proverbial head around. In our normal everyday experience, we see ourselves as individual bodies, each with a separate soul that relates to other beings very similar to ourselves. We have our own internal thoughts, our minds, which we believe no one else can be privy to. And we have family and friends who are all separate beings like ourselves. And this remains true in our daily perceived experience with each other. While this concept of ourselves remains true in terms of our time on Earth, that is from birth to death, and physical existence in the space continuum, that is the three-dimensional universe we see when we observe the night sky, the real truth paints a much different picture. The Ra material points this out to us. Ra explains, the law of one, although beyond words, may be approximated by saying that all things are one. There is no polarity, no right or wrong, no disharmony, but only one identity. All is one. That is, there is in real metaphysical terms only one identity, only one mind, that of the one infinite creator. I taught this concept in one of my Spiritually Conscious Soul 101 podcasts. That the structure of the universe is delineated by realms called densities, each density being inhabited by a higher vibration of being who relates to a higher form of conscious awareness. The first density, being the lowest in order, is the densest in vibration, and as we proceed up the scale to second, then third, fourth, fifth, and all the way up to the seventh density, which is the highest level of conscious awareness representing individual souls, each on the journey back to the mystery level of the eighth density. Once these souls, who still identify themselves as individuals, move past the 50% mark in the seventh density, they begin to lose that individual purpose and start to merge into the one infinite creator. The transition becomes complete when all the seventh density souls are absorbed into the source in the eighth density. There is no longer a sense of being an individual or a member of a social memory complex group, only a gathering of spiritual momentum to be totally absorbed into the mystery of the eighth density. We should remember that the journey we individually are on originally starts when Source, the one infinite creator, separates a part of itself into millions of fractals that will make an appearance on the three-dimensional stage. This three-dimensional realm is characterized by a planet like Earth revolving around a star that provides the necessary heat requirement for the sustainability of life. It suffices to say that fractals identifying with first density will begin their experience as part of the planet's basic elements, such as fire, air, earth, and water. First density fractals are not self-aware, do not have consciousness and are not termed as souls. They are in a formless state before acting upon one another to form land, rivers, and oceans. The second entities, however, do have souls and a low level of consciousness awareness, and a fractal soul that identifies as human will incarnate into a biological avatar we call a flesh and bone body, and will be integrated with the three-dimensional landscape. With regard to the oneness aspect we are striving to understand, Ra brings the following perspective: when souls are reduced to the smallest fractal of being, there is contained within that small fractal the fullness of the one infinite creator. It's just like a hologram that forms a picture, say a picture of the Mona Lisa. When you look at it, you see one image, that of the Mona Lisa. However, when you look closer, you will see that the one large picture, the single image, is broken into a myriad of fractals, and each fractal, if enlarged, will reflect the totality of the large single image. That is, you will see myriad tiny images of the Mona Lisa, and each one will be an exact reflection of the bigger picture of the same Mona Lisa. To elaborate on this perspective, while I, Colin, have this individual identity and I look like this, in terms of space and time, the one infinite creator looks at me and sees a miniature version of itself. And to top this off with another amazing concept, the fractal embraces the fullness, that is, all the attributes of its benefactor, who is the one infinite creator. Now here is another amazing snippet of wisdom. The term gestalt can be applied to our summation of the fractal plus the infinite creator picture. The dictionary definition of the term gestalt is: the organized whole is perceived as more than the sum of its parts. To elucidate on this, I venture this explanation. When the human psyche contemplates the combination of fractals and the one infinite creator, the perception is that the organized whole, the fractals plus the creator, is perceived as more than just the sum of those two entities. Allow me again to elaborate a little on this statement. The fractals represent a value, and the creator represents a value. When the human psyche puts these two values together, the end result, that is, the overall value attributed to the organized whole, seems much greater than the first contemplation of the two values being added together. Okay, enough said. I sincerely hope that I have not succeeded in obfuscating the picture, but if you are more confused about this than you were before, please don't give up. Go to the dictionary and look up the word gestalt, then do your own contemplations on the matter. In closing, you may have heard the statement that the universe and all its beings, its densities and its dimensions, are just an illusion. You may be wondering what the heck this means. When the term illusion is used in this context, it doesn't mean that the universe is not real. The term illusion simply means that the universe and all that's in it is the universal mind's projection of a platform that will allow it to experience the creation in infinitely different ways. If you consider your own individual experience as a soul who has incarnated on earth, and with the understanding of the reincarnation cycle could have reincarnated many, many times, then it's possible to envisage the many different experiences you have afforded the infinite creator, an opportunity to experience his creation of you in all your unique circumstances. Extrapolate the equation by the meaning or the many beings that exist in the creation, and it'll be so astronomical as to seem infinite. So the term illusion is just another way of saying that our reality is indeed real, but in terms of the infinite creator's divine purpose, actually means something else. Well, that's all we have time for in today's talk. Please take the time to hit the like or thumbs up and subscribe buttons. Doing so helps me evaluate the presentation and make future positive changes. Thank you for watching the MME channel. See you next week.